The decision is a majority draw.
Oh my God.
I will tell you guys straight up and exactly how it is. Lamont Roach has been robbed for the second time in his career. Yes, Lamont Roach beat Pitbull Cruz. He was robbed in this fight, and this goes out to all you Pitbull Cruz fans. I'm a Pitbull Cruz fan myself. Not everything that Pitbull throws lands. Yes, it looks good and the fans are going to cheer for him regardless. Look, Pitbull Cruz was taunting Lamont Roach and the crowd was going crazy. And depending on the type of judge you are, that could help with your scoring. Let's break this down. The early rounds of the fight were up and down, up and down. You could have gave it to Lamont Roach, you could have gave it to Pitbull Cruz, and then we seen Lamont Roach decide to go for blow with Pitbull Cruz, which I said was a mistake. In my breakdown video, I said he can fight in the pocket at times, at moments, but don't stay in there for too long. Don't play Pitbull Cruz's game. And we got that knockdown in the third round. Pitbull Cruz knocked down Lamont Roach for the first time in his career in the third round. And then in round, I'm going to say 5, we seen Lamont Roach actually start to use his boxing IQ, start to use his jabs, start to use his combinations, his angles, his movements. Round 6, go back and watch the fight if you guys can. Round 6, Pitbull Cruz, he started to fade. His energy, his conditioning, his combinations, his punches, his power, it started to fade. We even seen Pitbull Cruz start to get frustrated. But that's when Lamont Roach made his adjustment in 5. And then Pitbull Cruz started to fade in 6. And as the fight went on, Lamont Roach switched up his game plan. He adjusted. He adapted. He started to use his jab. Lamont Roach, during 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth, Lamont Roach was using his jab. He was using his movement. He was using his angles. If Lamont Roach really wanted to, he could have used his boxing IQ. He could have only used his movement, his jab, and go back and look at that fight. Look how many times Pitbull Cruz got hit with that left hook. And then we see the point deduction for Pitbull Cruz, what he was holding, and he was clinching way too much. And then he got a point deducted. Overall, like I said, the early rounds were up and down, up and down. You could have gave it to Pitbull Cruz. You could have gave it to Lamont Roach. And then Pitbull got his knockdown in the third round. But once that 5th round hit, you seen Lamont Roach, his boxing IQ started to kick in. He started to use his jab. He started to use his movement, his angles. Again, that left hook was working for Lamont Roach all night. Like, we even seen Lamont Roach frustrate Pitbull Cruz so much. We actually seen Pitbull Cruz start to box in the later rounds, knowing that is not his style. Yes, Pitbull Cruz has some great moments with some great power shots. But I don't think Lamont Roach was in any type of real trouble. Yes, he wobbled him up, and he stunned him, but I mean, he didn't knock him out. I don't think Lamont Roach was in any type of real trouble, and he even stayed in the pocket after that knockdown and was still willing to trade it with him to let him know, I'm not going anywhere. Yes, I can box with you, I can move, but I'm going to show you that I'm going to be willing to trade with you in the pocket. We can go blow for blow. We can go that route if you want to. I thought it was a mistake for Lamont Roach to stay in the pocket a little bit too long, knowing that is Pitbull's game. But overall, as the fight started to go on in the mid rounds, and then you had those early rounds where you could have gave it to Lamont Roach or Pitbull Cruz, but as the mid rounds started to go on, it was pretty much all of Lamont Roach outboxing the pressure fighter. 8, 9 times out of 10, the IQ boxer is going to be the pressure fighter. That's just what it is. I had Lamont Roach winning that fight. It was a close fight, but I thought Lamont Roach did just enough to beat Pitbull Cruz. Like, look how frustrated Pitbull Cruz got. He was taunting Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach actually had Pitbull Cruz boxing at moments, even though that's not his style. Like, even the sportsmanship, His game plan fell apart. Like he had poor sportsmanship as the round started to go on. He was getting frustrated. His game plan fell apart. He wasn't throwing as many combinations. His conditioning was down. Like Pitbull started to fade in the mid rounds, losing some of the early rounds, but also having a lot of success in the early rounds too as well. I am going to give Pitbull Cruz his credit, knocking down Lamont Roach for the first time in his career. But Lamont Roach did just enough, in my opinion, to win that fight. Started out boxing Pitbull Cruz. Started catching him with that left hook. It was working for him every single time. Go back and look at that fight if you can. That was the signature punch in this fight. Go look at the numbers. Go look at the stats in this fight and tell me what you guys think. Plain and simple. I love Pitbull Cruz. He brings nothing but entertainment to the table. I'm going to continue to support him, win, lose, or draw. But Lamont Roach won that fight with his boxing IQ, like I said. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know who you guys think won the fight. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.